Yo, what's good? You Ty's friend?
Yeah. What up, bro?
Yo, what's up? We just, but let the people know who you is though.
Full name or full
I mean,
disclosure?
hey, let them know as much as you want them to know.
No, nothing much, man. Just a simple man. Enjoying the weather outside right now. Feels good, not in the heat. Um, so I go by Illuminati, something that I
Right.
picked up from Machiavelli himself. I was intrigued by the name, so I kind of stuck with it since high school. That's a bunch about it, man. Can't really say too much yet.
Alright.
Still trying to get the hang of this podcast stuff.
Yeah, like me, and Ty be on the game with some other people, and we be just trying to, we be
Yeah,
talking and like having
yeah,
conversations.
yeah,
So I figured, if I start a podcast, then maybe other people would join it, then they give their opinions on different stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah. Of course, that's cool. I'm gonna have to get my homeboy on this too, man. He likes to talk a lot more than I do, and I'm just a listener. But of course, I can talk too if I get something I can relate to. Whatever's going on in the world right now. I mean, of course, we all have our own opinions of everything.
right. That's why I wanted, different people to give, their opinion on different stuff. But like some people, like they don't want to give their opinion, but they do got a lot to say
Oh, of
though.
course, yeah, of course. For some reason, I keep hearing this music in the background. For some reason, I don't know why. It's like when you're
Well,
waiting,
I ain't
when
never,
when you're waiting for somebody,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that won't stop. Is this supposed to be like that?
I have no idea because I ain't never, when I was trying to invite
Yeah.
y'all, when I was trying to invite y'all, I didn't even hear it.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, because it said wait for your friends to join in, and then it's playing like the elevator music, and now that stuff won't even stop.
yeah, I
So
know,
and that,
yeah.
and I'm still here right now while I'm talking to you. But oh well, it sounds good.
but but yeah, we trying to get it going though. Like we done a couple episodes like NBA goats and like people and their choices. Like we was talking about, like a homeless man might spit in your
Oh,
face. Like you might give him a hamburger or something,
yeah.
and he might spit in your face or whatever.
Uh huh.
Like we be talking about a whole
Oh,
lot.
that's cool. So it gives them a good reason to
Yeah.
spit in my face. Then I might laugh about it because I have a pretty dark sense of humor. I keep humor in everything. I laugh about everything, even it might be bad as hell. It could be my own death. I'd still laugh about it because life is just it's too short. But also at the same time, it's like you got to keep your sense of humor and everything. A lot of people don't. So you
Yeah,
know.
and some stuff, yeah.
Yeah, with me, man, I try to find the humor in everything and anything. So even if it's bad, man, spitting in my
Mm.
face, and I would find that funny, and then I'd find out why. So, but trying to
Yeah, like
answer one.
we just had somebody on here talking about abuse,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like, and I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like
yeah,
people go through a whole lot,
yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Like I got a friend, like, and she going through some stuff, but she'll tell you like, nah, I ain't going through nothing.
Yeah, of
But she
course.
was in a car accident. Yeah, she was in a car accident, and now she having seizures and stuff,
Oh, shit.
and like now she really don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah, she's in the depression mode, man. She keeping it
Yeah,
bottled in because I mean, sometimes depression, even then, with depression or abuse or sadness or any type of way you're feeling, it feels like, who cares? Who's supposed to care? At the same time, it's like you got to ask yourself, like, are you as a person required to care how somebody feels? Like when that phone rings, are you like, do you have to answer it? Do you have to, you know, um, just like feel empathetic toward everything or have a reaction for everything that happens? So it's like, and there's some instances where people are real sad and they want people to feel sorry for them. You know what I mean? I mean,
right.
not all the time, but in cases when you're alone, you're always gonna feel like that because that's a circle that you bottled yourself into, and you you can project that on people by not conversating with them and and stewing around it, and you're just thinking and thinking all the time about stuff, situations that you could get yourself out of, and it's hard to do that. So as her being in something physically like that and not wanting to talk about it, that's because she's so comfortable with keeping it bottled in that even if she told somebody, she might feel like, they're not going to say the right thing. They might say something wrong, and then she just doesn't want to talk about it. So.
Yeah, because like she was like a chubby girl, so since the accident, she didn't lost weight. Like she lost weight, and people be like, "Oh, damn, you lost a lot of weight. You look good." And she's like, "I'm tired of people talking about my weight."
Yeah.
So I'm like, but they're giving you a compliment though.
Yeah,
like,
but
she like,
but you understand too. They weren't complimenting her when she was big, so it's like, okay, why? It's just like one motherfucker who's broke, and then you got a lot of money now, or your name is there. Now they giving you props, but when you were nothing, they weren't doing that then. So it's almost like like you said herself, she's getting the compliments now, but she's gonna take it the wrong way no matter what.
Now, see, I understand that, but the thing is, they were giving her compliments.
Oh yeah, of course.
Telling her she was pretty. Yeah, they were telling her she was pretty and all this other stuff. Yeah. If you go through a physical change like that, people do notice, and people are gonna say something. What you want me to do? Just look at you, then be like, well, "What you looking at me for?" You feel me? Like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And then you got a lot of mannish men out there who just will say it anyway, just so that they can prefer conversation with females. You know what I mean? And that happens a lot too these days.
Yeah, it's like either you hate me or you love me. Like,
yeah.
Choose one.
Yeah.
Like I was having a conversation with somebody about babying women. I'm like, I can't baby no woman. Like I can't do it. Like it's what's the point of me babying you? If you grown, you grown.
Yeah.
Like I said, we can sit down and have a conversation. If you feel some type of way, why don't you tell me? Just don't cut me off or not say nothing to me. And then months down the line, then you want to come to me and be like, well, you did this to me. Well, now I don't care. You should have said something back when I did care.
Yeah.
So you don't care how I feel? Nah, I don't care how you feel now.
Yeah, I've met a female like that, man. She was like, I'm just fucking starstruck by her because she's so beautiful, and like, she came around and she was chopping it up, talking, and hung around me, hung around my kids, and all of a sudden you just ghost me. And even if 2 or 3 months or a year from now she called me up, I'm gonna be like with open arms. Why? Because I'm an idiot, and I'm not looking of how she's being selfish. I mean, maybe me, I might try to be rushed into a relationship or something because I'm not so good with being friends with females because, it's hard to do that these days. It's not hard, but right. I make it hard on myself on how we were raised and the people around us,
Hard.
Yeah. I mean, you got to keep your dick in your pants, man, and that I want to be. I mean, I wish I could have hundreds of females as friends, and that's it because I just don't see myself hanging around a bunch of guys all the time because I love women so much. I don't want to be around a whole bunch of guys. But I mean, that's just the way it is, But I mean, it's hard to you have to train yourself. You have to focus on, that's not all about the physicality, the sex, and just looking at your legs and just projecting that thought in my mind. And I can't be like that all the time, I want to know you, but at the same time, it's like, oh man, like I don't want to. First one
it's like that nigga sense starts.
Yeah, the negative. Yeah. It's that man inside, man. Because as soon as you meet a female, yeah, of course, man. You meet a female and your homeboys, hey man, you smash. I mean, like that's just the first thing they think, and it's like that's automatic, man. It's like, come on, can you just be like, no? Maybe she just said hello.
Then they clown you. Be like, nah. They clown you.
Like, nigga, you ain't did shit. Like, nigga, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
You gay, you homo, you a pussy, you didn't do nothing. Man, come on, man, stop.
Because half them niggas don't be fucking shit no way.
Well, I mean, yeah, but regardless, it's always been like that since you were young,
right.
Since you're a kid, and it's installed in us to go after a woman. We're the predators. That's what we're supposed to do,
Yeah,
it's in our nature to spread the seed.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, and then that, people just want to live through you. So if they ain't getting it, they want to know if you getting it.
Yeah.
I want it play by play.
Yeah. I guess so. It's true too. Makes you feel good about yourself.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't really care what nobody else is doing for real. If they don't like,
No.
if you doing what you doing, you either doing it because either you have to or some other reason. As long as you ain't getting me in no bull, I'm cool.
Yeah. The same thing. My boy was talking about people being gay, and because we were talking about one of our homeboys. He doesn't really like when we were younger. We all would smoke weed, and now that like nobody smokes, nobody hangs around each other no more. And it was like, oh, if I have a sweet or two, if I got 2 blunts and you got one, I'm gonna expect you to fire up yours. And I'm gonna just save mine, and I don't do that no more. It's like now it's like, well, we gotta have weed to hang around each other now, and we gotta smoke all the time just to hang around each other, and like we haven't really talked too much lately, and he don't ever talk about females like at all. So we kind of think like we've been friends with him for a long time. We thinking like I said, is he gay? And people around town think that he's gay, but I'm like, I don't know. He doesn't talk about it. Maybe he's in a position to where he doesn't feel like he can be with a female right now. But it's like, well, I mean, if he's gay, then that's cool. Just don't do gay shit on me.
Yeah, look, like let that man be gay on his own time.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's crazy because if we hanging around him and people gonna get that perception, well, hell, they all gay, I mean, but it's like, well, that's just the way they're gonna think, no matter what.
True. Because I met a guy, and he was having a conversation with me, talking about they had a bonfire. He said, well, I would have invited you, but, my friend, he kind of racist, because they're white or whatever. He said, I would have invited you. He said, they're racist. I'm like, man, like, I ain't worried about that. He get to popping off. Like, we can handle it there.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about, he said, yeah, well, he got to talking about gay people and bi people.
Yeah.
And so the guy came out and told me he was bi. And he, like, kind of slowed down the talking while he was saying it and just looked at me. He said, I don't care who you get down with, but you do what you want to do. That's your life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, shit, I got my first cousin gay, and it wasn't really a hard thing to accept. But over time, as I got older and I started realizing he was like that, I never really like had a different perception of him, but I just kind of, just distanced myself from him because it's just like, that's not some shit you want to surround yourself by, vibrations and energy is a motherfucker. Most people be like, oh yeah, nigga, you choose to be gay and shit like that. But when you force that shit around you, you kind of become normalized with that shit. I'm not saying that I would have turned into no nigga like that, cause I mean, that shit is just out of my body. But, that's just not some shit you want to be around and shit like that.
Yeah. But the question is, in my mind, is like, like, how does somebody want to become gay and know that they're gay? Does it start as a child? Does it start as something that they saw? Is it something they heard? Is it because, like, the family member or whomever was around them as them growing up, you know what I mean? Were they placed in a position to where they would decide to be, or did it just come out of nowhere? Is it genetics? You know what I mean?
Man, to me personally, I feel like it's a life experience thing because it's like just judging from how I seen it from the other side of the fence or the outside, just looking in. My cousin, he was forced to do what people would quote unquote call feminine things, cook, clean, and care for kids and shit like that, and he would always get, like, his dad was real abusive, verbally and physically. Used to punch the shit out of the nigga for acting gay, I can't say if that's how he was already like leaning towards, but I feel like, that little inch of tough love might have broke him in a sense. It may not break everybody, but some niggas it does break depending on the type of person you is. And that's just, that's just surrounding, what I'm saying, what you think and how you feel about yourself. So I think it could be both, like, but I think more times than not, I feel like it's a situational, like doing with, how motherfuckers treat you and how you think of yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that go back to what we were saying about how what people go through.
Yeah. But then again, though, sometimes there's instances where they didn't really go through. It's possible that they didn't go through anything. All of a sudden, they're just gay. Just like they all of a sudden they're talking the way they talk and the way their body language. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like, you know, did you learn that overnight, or was that like something that was just you're already like? Is that possible?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like being like that from the giddy up is possible because, you know, it's a lot of men out there that grow up in a household full of women. So it's just like, you know, when you don't have that early idea of what it is to be a man, that's kind of what you follow suit because you know nothing else.
Yeah.
And it kind of just, it kind of just grows with you as a person. So it go from, you know, just you not really being physically attracted to women to you all out just wanting to be a woman, you know? And like with my cousin, it was just like, it wasn't even a shock to me, but it was just like, you can tell when he started being a little more comfortable with himself because I still got him as a friend on Facebook and everything. Like, I'm not ashamed of the nigga, nothing like that. Niggas ask me if that's my relative, like, you know what I'm saying? That's my family, like, you know, but like in the beginning, like, you know, we would have the conversation about hoes and shit like that. And like, he would talk about the bitches, but he would never stick to the topic long. But now when he get on Facebook, it's like, he ain't out there just, he out here sucking dick or, you know, saying some he's definitely like letting it be known that, this is his orientation and he accepts this fully. So it's just like, the moment I seen that shit, I was just like, I can't give you nothing but respect. Cause I mean, shit, like, I don't know how hard it is for you to do some shit like that. I remember how hard it was for me to tell my mom I was gangbanging, like, type shit. Like, she was just looking at me like, nigga, what? Like, what the fuck you doing? Like, nigga, I kind of figured you were, but fuck, like, why? Like, you got all this opportunity, all this talent to do this, that, and the third, and you want to fuck it off. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to be like your brothers and shit. Like, hey, you know, but.
Yeah, I got a cousin like that too. When we was kids, you know, he was like 13, 14 years old. He'd be like, man, I don't like girls. But he'd be like, so you gay? And he'd be like, nah, I ain't gay. He'd be like, I don't like girls. But you know, growing up the way I did, I'm like, but if you don't like girls, you gay.
Right.
And like, but he was just so comfortable saying it though.
Yeah.
And like now he didn't grew up, and it's still weird because he dressed funny, but he'd be like, yeah, I got a girlfriend. But you see the girls he talked to, and like, no offense, but some, you know, they might look like a dude, but
so he be
it's just weird.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you dating butchers, I mean, I can't really say too much. I got a partner. I don't know if y'all watch what was that shit? All American on Netflix and shit. You remember?
Yeah, Coop? You talking about Coop?
Yeah. My partner said he would fuck that hoe, and I just looked at him one day. I was like, damn, for real, nigga? He was like, yeah, nigga, that's still all woman. I'm like,
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I had that thought. I said, if she had longer hair and she kind of act more like a girl, I said, yeah. But like, he talking about just like Coop in general. Coop in general, nah. Coop in general, nah.
Bro, I don't know.
She would have to be more of a woman for me.
I think I just seen that bitch on live on like social media too much to actually just like be sexually attracted to this bitch. Like, she acts like a whole nigga. Like,
that's what I'm talking about. Like the whole acting like a nigga thing, nah. But like I said, like if she had like longer hair, like actually like a female, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just kind of, it's a raw depiction when you be like, yeah, I fucked that hoe just as she is. Oh, so you gonna hit her in the crop top and the basketball shorts?
I mean, I was on YouTube and the guy, he was about to have Big Ja, whatever his name is, Big Ja.
Oh,
he was doing a thing from where he was trying to have sex with some girl and she wouldn't take off her Timbs. And her voice is kind of deep too. And it was crazy. I was just laughing. I'm like, bro, you want him? You're going to do what you gonna do.
Hey, I ain't even gonna lie, Quan. Even if this shit on Spotify, I hope my young.
You have a giant one in them.
He had a little situation like that. I don't know who the fuck he is. He was on that one of them little bullshit ass dating apps or whatever, and he said he was, you know what I'm saying, chit chatting with this hoe, that hoe, inviting that hoe over, that hoe over. You know, Man,
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. And one of them kind of fleeced him that time.
man, that nigga said that hoe had that rough patch on her face, like, you know what I'm saying, like that stubble, deep ass
Mm-hmm.
voice, didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, you know, sitting on the nigga weird and all types of shit. And I'm just like, hey, man, look, dude.
Sounds awesome.
I remember you was talking about that though.
Yeah, man, you need to stop that shit, bro. Don't get me wrong. The internet is cool, but you trying to date on that motherfucker is dangerous. You don't know who the fuck you fucking with. That bitch could have been crazy. That really could have been a nigga. And I told that nigga, I was like, bro, just imagine what it would have been, like, if you really would have tried to fuck this hoe and this nigga really would have let you. Like, you would have dropped your drawers and that nigga would have dropped the drawers. You would have fought that nigga and killed that nigga. Like, to be honest with you. Like, come on, man. Gotta chill out with that shit.
Yeah.
My homeboy told me, like, why does them the butches, why do they always dress like why do they have to dress like males? You know what I mean? Like, if they dress like males, but they always dress like that certain type of way. You don't ever see them wearing, you know, just normal regular guy clothes when they're butches.
Be the nigga to the fullest type.
And that's weird. Yeah, like, why did you pick that particular outfit? And you're not, if you're, you know, butches, that's just a dude, you know, a female wanting to be a guy or whatever. That's cool, whatever. That's okay, but why do you choose to pick that outfit and you're not picking other outfits that resemble what men wear too as well?
Yeah.
I mean, I believe they dress more like a man than you do because they want to prove that they are more man than you.
I can see that. Yeah. I can definitely see that.
But you a female. You ain't gonna never be more man than me. I don't care what you do.
Yeah, she just tries to find as much similarity as she can.
Huh?
She had it in her pocket.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that. It's just crazy.
I always thought it was weird how, like, you know, as much as you got the ones that dress like niggas, you got the ones that really, like, you know, to the core believe they niggas, and it's just like, I've never understood how you bring yourself to the point to steps of making females beat up niggas before, but it's just like you wholeheartedly feel at this moment that you can just overpower this nigga, and it's just like once the nigga lay hands on you, it's kind of like you revert to your natural ways. It's just like, well, what the fuck was you doing? Like. I don't know. We probably won't get around talking down on that shit, but I don't really give a fuck, dude. Like, there's too many females out here that really try to, you know, implement that male role in it. But I could virtually understand the other side of the fence, because when you act something like that, people want to put yourself in a position to lead by example. Never been led, quote unquote, for most of them.
But yeah, I don't get why, like, people. Well, I mean, I do understand why people do certain stuff, but like on one of the podcasts, we was talking about abuse. But I don't get why people do what they do to little kids. Like, what is your mindset to go mess with a 5-year-old?
I don't know, bro. Like, it really does piss me off when, like, you know, you try to break down the rationality behind it because there is none. You know what I mean? And it just,
there is none. This little kid don't know what you doing.
Like, nigga, they reproductive organs aren't even fully developed enough for you to, you know, enjoy that shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
To me, I think it seems it always has to do with like a power, like this overpowering that you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, but you can tell a kid what to do, though.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, they can manipulate that situation so bad, and that to me, I feel like that's probably where they get off on that, or where they feel more, you know,
dominant and shit.
Yeah, more dominant, because like you said yourself, a child doesn't know anything, and then somewhere down the line, I don't think it just happened overnight. They had to have some thing in back of their mind. For some reason, I can't get this damn music off my damn phone. It keeps playing. I think because it says finish recording, and it's playing this music, and it's annoying.
Yeah,
let me see if I'll get back on here. Let me press finish recording, and let me see if I can get back on.
Bet.
But yeah, like I said in the other podcast, I had a friend that was raped when she was 10.
What?
And she was raped when she was 10. She was pregnant.
Mm.
She didn't want to tell nobody because she didn't know what was going on. She just thought she was getting big. She didn't know what was going on. And then she lost that baby, and then she finally got around to telling people. I guess she finally had told her parents, hey, you know I was pregnant at one point, right? And I guess they blamed. I guess they blamed her
for letting it happen.
She yeah, because not letting it happen, but why didn't
you do anything?
She say something
about it,
right? Why didn't she say something?
I mean, you're
in the beginning,
you're young and you're scared, and you feel like your parents are very judgmental at times. You're not gonna let your parents know certain things because it's just like you don't know how they're gonna take it. You don't understand the not even just the severity, but you don't understand.
Now I hear you.
Okay, but you wouldn't understand why they necessarily would come at you a certain way about that. So you would just choose to hold it in and not say nothing at all, and then kind of just fix it for yourself. You know what I mean? Like most kids, if they truly had the power to, if they wrecked their parents' car, if they could find a way to fix it without their parents ever knowing, they would. But in most cases, it doesn't work like that. So,
very true.
But see, yeah, I understand that. But then I had another friend. They cousin was getting raped, and the family knew about it and wouldn't say nothing.
Yeah,
the mom. I guess the mom knew, the dad knew, but wouldn't nobody say nothing though.
Yeah, that's fucked up shit.
Sometimes they don't want to believe it, even if they do know it. They'll shrug it off.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Like that shit just never really sat well with me personally. Fucking, I done seen a lot of bullshit in my mother. One of my family members had actually dropped some information on me. A couple of days ago. They was just basically telling me yeah, nigga, your mom's is, always talking about, your pops ain't shit, but and basically, nigga, even though them niggas say they never wanted you, type shit, nigga, that shit was a real thing. You feel me? I don't know. Motherfuckers wasn't even supposed to have me type shit. Motherfuckers wasn't even thinking about that shit. So,
what's weird? I was thinking about that the other day. You ever hear your parents say, man, if I could do stuff different, I would change this and that.
Yeah.
But I'm that one thing you could change, I might not be here.
Yeah, most definitely. Cause the information my relative was dropping on me, bro, I was just nigga, this is crazy. I knew there was weird shit that went on inside of my intermediate family, but niggas jumping out of 3-story buildings with me and shit like that. I'm what the fuck? Nigga, this is a whole BT movie or some shit like that. How niggas getting their teeth knocked out, motherfuckers getting drowned in the tub. I'm what the fuck? Where the fuck was I at? If you was there, you was just too young to understand. I was oh, okay. All right. I guess, but yeah, shit like that, that's probably the reason why I've always felt that shit was fucked up. I even had fucking one of my cousins from Jamaica try to fuck with one of my other cousins on my mama's side, and after that point, I've never fucked with that nigga again. That shit just never sat well with me. She broke down the whole situation to me one time, and I was just dude, I borderline want to go kill this nigga type shit. Ain't no way in hell you finna sit here and try to rape this girl and then be mad when she fight back. I don't know, bro. That's another reason why I'm scared to have a daughter. Cause, man,
Yeah, if I have a daughter, I'm going to, and some dude do something, I'm going to prison.
I fuck a
Point
prison.
blank.
No, nigga,
Yeah,
fuck
let
a
me.
prison. You
I have two girls. I have two daughters. I've always wanted girls for some reason because as a kid, our family was my mom and dad separated, and my mom took us with her, and I was like 10 years old, and my mom, she had like 6 of us, and I was like 11 and 12 cooking eggs on the stove. You know how you would like you get underneath the water heater, and that water heater's got that gas pilot underneath, and you can light.
yeah,
I would
Yeah.
I would get a piece of paper, and I would light up the stove to cook them eggs and shit. And one day the cops came knocking on the door, and they was like, "Hey, where's your mom at?" And I'm like, "Well, she went to the store." And they was like, "Well, you guys got to come with us." And they took all of us, and they took us to Austin, Texas, where they placed us in the children's shelter for for abused kids and shit. And I remember they took me to this high-rise building, and they made me bend over, and they stuck a Q-tip up my ass. So now, me, a year ago, I kind of finally realized what that was. That was a fucking rape kit. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Like, even to this day, last year, I barely figured out myself that that's what that was. Because it popped in my head. Oh, yeah, I remember bending over this motherfucker, putting a Q-tip up my ass.
Yeah.
So then, they separated all of us, and like I would go see my sisters like every month, and all of a sudden it just stopped. So my dad got custody of me and my brother, and my sisters we never saw them again. So something inside of me said, you know what, if I ever have kids, I want girls. You know what I mean? I guess feel like it would replace them or some shit like that. But at the same time, it's the same way you're thinking. It's like, nowadays, a lot of the women, a lot of the girls are getting, touched and abused and
niggas is picking them niggas up by the masses.
Yeah. I mean, even to these days, I mean, even while we were in school, you know what I mean? I can't sit there and say that I didn't, try to fondle a girl or get behind her and have my homie push up on me, like we're stupid and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I get behind her just so he can push me and so I can rub up on her like a dumbass, like
I'm pretty sure we all done.
A little adolescence, a little wee-wees thinking, that the shit's cool, and now you look at it, it's like, oh man, now like nah.
See, and then the girls didn't know what to do no way because they told they felt like they was gonna get in trouble too.
Yeah.
Like why you let him do it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and then you would have some that would snap at you. You know what I mean? And then you have some that wouldn't say anything, and then you have girls that would.
Yeah, like my dad said they would have this situation with girls. They get them in the car because he's from Alabama. He said they would get them in the car, take them down to the woods, and cut the lights off.
Yeah.
Or wasn't no lights. He said he would tell them. He was like, hey, FFW. They were like, what that mean? Fuck, fight, or walk. If they wasn't fucking, they was gonna have to walk.
Yeah, damn.
He said until one day a girl said, man, I ain't giving y'all nothing. I'll walk home.
Yeah.
And she got out the car in the dark. And all the other girls got out with her. And they was like, damn, we can't just leave them out here. So, hey, they ain't get none. So, hey, they had to do what they do and take them back home.
I have to make that change, big fella.
Yeah. And I always told myself the same thing you're saying. Like, if somebody touches my children, I'm going to kill them. Of course I want to kill them. But then where does that leave me protecting them after that? You know what I mean? Like, who's going to protect them then? You know what I mean? And that's one thing that, like, I understand what you're saying. Like, I'd kill behind mine. And of course I would. I'd kill them and beyond or everybody around me. But it's like, what am I going to do after I get locked up? You know what I mean? Are they going to lock my ass up? Because, you know what I mean? If I go kill the person who raped my daughter, if I go cut their dick off and eat it or some shit, are they going to fucking put me behind bars? What am I going to do then?
Yeah, for real. And I think that's one of those conflicting moments. And, most niggas that's conscious life, you feel me? Like, you just be like, damn, dude, like, I kind of think about it, what I'm saying, even in, like, just crime in general, what I'm saying? You think about the nigga that got killed and the nigga that killed the nigga, you be like, damn, like, from the outside looking in, it's fucked up because two people just lost their life. You feel me? One nigga ain't never gonna be the
Yeah.
son again. This other nigga ain't never coming back again type shit. And that shit wasn't even probably necessary. Niggas kill for less than like $1,200, you know what I'm saying, for some shit like that. And you looking at situations with your kids, you be like, I don't want to be one of them niggas that just, you know what I'm saying, let anything happen to them. But at the same time, you know the major consequences inside of that, and you know that the justice system ain't even set for motherfuckers to win on that accord. So you looking at it like, damn, like, and what the fuck do I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
kind of be lost for words type shit, you know?
Yeah. It sucks, man.
That's why I feel like
Man, thank
you
Yeah.
gotta
they need
raise
to
them.
I
castrate
mean, it might be.
You gotta
pedophiles.
raise niggas twice as good as you gotta raise like your little niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't saying it's not hard to raise a dude, but it's definitely a little bit harder to raise a woman, especially if you're a male. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta make sure
Yeah.
she knows certain things early on so she can get like a sense of the game before motherfuckers start. You know what I'm saying? Trying to
Yeah.
just manipulate her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 I have that conversation with my daughters. You know, I've never had to whoop them. Only thing I've ever had to get on to them is cleaning the room up. So it's like, you know, they're good kids. They don't ever give me no grief. They don't ever stress me out. They you know, they talk, they listen, and I'm glad, I'm even thankful for that, you know.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? That comes a long way. Cause shit, man, I done seen so many females out here that walk blind, and you know that it also gave me an incentive in my own head where it's just like there's a point in time where I stopped even trying to fuck over hoes. You know what I mean? Like, as a young nigga, I ain't really give a fuck about that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm throwing my dick in willy-nilly, raw dogging any bitch, you know what I'm saying? Didn't care who the fuck it was type shit, you know what I'm saying? Fucking off on a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get a little bit out of this bitch, that bitch, you know what I'm saying? But over time, you be like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? You be treating these hoes like shit, like, don't be
Yeah,
surprised
you
if this
just.
shit happen to you. You know what I'm saying, on some next level type shit. You know what I'm saying, 5-10 years down the line, you thinking it's sweet and shit. You done got you a little, you know what I'm saying, ooh, why? You feeling like you head over heels for the bitch and she do you like you done did these other hoes.
Yeah.
Then you questioning life like, damn, what I did wrong? Nigga, you been fucking over all these other bitches. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. Y'all done?
That's just crazy though. Like people do that all
Huh?
the time though. Like they do dirt and then they wonder why bad
You
stuff
ready to
happens.
go
I'm
home?
like, bro, like you do dirt, you get dirt. That's how germs spread, my nigga.
Yeah, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I started.
I got a mark on my
I ain't
foot
gonna
now.
trying to live like it's just like the most complete, holy, honest
Your
life, but
seatbelt's
thinking
on.
like I've definitely reverted from, you know what I'm saying, just trying to do the normal nigga shit. You feel me? Like it's like, you know what I'm saying, the longer you start thinking about shit, the more it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was a young nigga, like I used to be like, oh yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, I ain't never just was like 100% focused on the shit, but I used to be like, yeah, nigga, I'm gonna be rich as hell, I'm gonna be a kingpin type shit, you know? And then, you know what I'm saying, as you get older, you look at the motherfucking, the percentages of you going and how long you finna be in there for how much dope, you just be like, damn, dude, like, it's not even worth it.
Yeah, like 50
Like,
Cent said, bro, that's less than minimum wage, my nigga.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really think about that shit, like, nigga, you really clocking on some minimum wage shit right now. Like, nigga, it's gonna take you at least 50 years to even come up off this hoe for real, for real. You know? I was just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's how life goes sometimes. So.
Yeah, I mean, it just takes a certain type of circumstance for, you know, people
And
to
it's
be
sad too,
aware of
cause
change.
it's sad too, cause that's how a lot of people think. They're like, oh well, I might as well go do this anyway. I'm gonna die young anyway. So
Yeah, like it's pointless. Like, I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying like this life is like the greatest shit in the world, but nigga, there's way more to offer than what the fuck niggas is giving us. You know what I mean? Like,
right,
it's almost stupid just to take the easy route out and just be like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? The niggas want me dead. I'm gonna just kill myself. Like, what? Like, why? Like, you feel me? Like, they get to have fun out here. Why you not trying to have fun? Like, are you not having fun because it's not possible or it don't look possible? Like, that's fucked up. And that's just a perception that, you know what I'm saying, the people that control everything give you. You know what I'm saying? It look easy, it look cool, but it take a lot to get that shit. And even when you do get that shit, a lot of times that's what it's not what you niggas want. Like I had one of these niggas while I was working there a couple days ago. This young nigga was telling me, he was like, oh yeah, bro, I don't see how motherfuckers want to be rich. I was just like, what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, so you telling me you've never wanted to be rich? He was like, I don't care about trying to be rich. I just want to be comfortable. I'm just like, do you know what it means to be comfortable? He's like, I mean, yeah, I understand that, but it's just like, I don't need that much. I'm like, I hear you, but it's just like, over time, nigga, you're still going to need that shit. So it's just like, you know, where your motherfucking options at. If you talk about you ain't never trying to work again, nigga, you gonna have to have a lot of money. Like, a lot of money is rich type shit. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right. I mean,
niggas just crazy as hell for that shit, fool. Like, I don't know. Like, why settle for that shit? Why not at least try? Like,
I want to know why it's okay for these niggas to be like, everything you say you gotta be hating. If you say you don't like this, you don't like that, you just hating. Like, but like your mindset is different from my mindset. I don't have to like what you like. That's how the world works.
Definitely. Just like when Nick be talking about that nigga rapping and shit, and he be saying we be hating.
I'm like, bro, you can't rap, my nigga. Like, you can't rap. Like,
right. Because saying one cold bar out of like 190 is not good. That's like saying, oh shit, nigga, I whooped that nigga ass because I hit that nigga with, you know what I'm saying, that one punch. But it's just like, nigga, you didn't hit that nigga the other 150 fucking times. That nigga was wailing your ass out.
Like, I've heard people say, yeah, I whooped his ass. Like, bro, you got one good punch in. He was whooping your ass the whole time. Nah, bro, what you mean, bro? You just hating, bro. But like, you couldn't do no better. I'm like, but this not about me. This about you talking about you beat somebody up, bro.
Right. The shit wouldn't have been brought up if you didn't say you whooped that nigga. Nigga would have left that shit the fuck alone.
And then when I hate, like, people bring stuff up, right? They'll bring something up, and then you put your opinion in. They were like, bro, who asked you? Nigga, you asked me.
Hell no, nigga, you not finna pull no shit like that. That is ridiculous. Goddamn. Motherfucker, let it rip.
But yeah, people do that shit too, so I don't get it. So.
What you mean you don't get it?
Like, I don't get it. Like, it's like people need the attention, so they bring up stuff for the attention just so they can argue with you. Like, people like to argue with you.
Yeah.
It's all about entertainment, man.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like I said, I feel you on that, but sometimes I feel like people be really having, like, this, like, inner complex about themselves, and it's just like, you want to portray that shit so bad, so you, like, you basically try to persuade the next nigga that's in front of you viewing the fact, like, otherwise, like you basically saying, like, you a street nigga or whatever, but a nigga ain't never seen you do no street shit. Like, oh, yeah, nigga, I kill a nigga, I do this, that, and the third, but it's just like, nigga, we've never seen you do that shit, so now, like, you trying to put yourself in a position to do that shit, and it's just like, nigga, that's not even you, fam. Like, I remember you used to be a hooper. Like, what happened now? Like, you carrying a pistol around and shit? Okay, like, that's cool.
Yeah, and then like people want to be from the hood so bad. Like, bro, you ain't grow up like that. Like, bro, like, shut up. Like, you ain't about that. Like Tyrone said, oh, I don't think Quan can fight because he always talking about shooting somebody. Nigga, that don't mean I can't fight.
Like,
that just mean I want to get this over with, my nigga. Like,
Tyrone is like the epitome of just like I don't know, like, and I'm not even trying to make fun of that nigga, but sometimes that boy is just oblivious to the fact, like, that nigga be just on some dumbass shit sometimes. And it's just like, bro, like, You don't have to think like that. Just because you feel like everybody else thinks like that doesn't mean you have to think like that. Like, nigga, comprise your own thoughts. You feel me? Have your own opinion about things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all I be getting at the end of the motherfucking day. Like, nigga, think for yourself. Like, you too busy following everybody motherfucking else.
Yeah, like I told him, I said, bro, you just doing this shit to fit in. You're like, nah, bro, what you mean? I don't lie about my life. I don't do this. I don't do that. Bro, we can tell you be lying, though.
Nah.
Like, niggas who done been through, like, niggas who been through that know what it feel like to go through that.
Yeah, man.
Like, it just is, it's just, like, stop trying to fit in. Do your own thing.
Nah, for real. Like, this nigga Tyrone holding a little gun and shit like that. I'm just like, nigga, like, go pick your mama shit up, nigga. Like, that's not your gun. Like, oh, no, Magic, you tripping. That's my gun. Nigga, even if it is yours, nigga, why do you have it? What are you gonna do with it? Like, nigga will slap you and take that bitch out your hand, boy. You ain't got no fear to put in nobody's heart. Like, your heart pump Kool-Aid, nigga. Stop playing.
Like, they do that on the internet, though. See, we couldn't do that. We had to go to niggas and actually talk to niggas. Like, you had to really be scared of a nigga. You know, now you ain't got to be scared of nobody. Everybody tough on the internet. So.
Yeah, man. And it's just like, bro, you know, I'm all for confidence. I'm all for, you know, all that good ass shit. But at the end of the day, nigga, y'all gotta stop faking the funk. Cause like, y'all niggas be really out here getting yourselves killed over stupid shit. Like, you know, as much as that nigga FBG Duck, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that nigga didn't deserve to die or nothing like that. But, you know, like, it was a black life. And at the end of the motherfucking day, nigga, it was unnecessarily taking over some internet shit. But on the other side of the motherfucking spectrum, it's just like, nigga, you was all on the internet talking that hot ass shit. And a nigga really got mad enough to come and see you about that shit, and you ain't even have nothing on you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you wasn't thinking about the consequences after the fact that you saying what the fuck you said. So it's just like, yeah, you gonna have to fucking pay for that shit. But, you know, overall, it was over some dumb ass shit.
Yeah, cause sometimes you got to tell these little niggas, you be like, bro, like, use a house nigga. Like, I think I was talking to Bill, like, cause I was mad. Like nigga wanted to try me. I'm like, bro, like, I'm a field nigga, man. Use a house nigga, bro. I've done this. Like, you on the internet, like, you might be internet hot, nigga. I'm real life hot. Like,
For real though.
Like, you not about that, bro.
Like, motherfuckers,
but
they just swear up and down they are just for the simple fact that, you know, they see other niggas do it, but you're not involving yourself on the emotions. You're not going on the after fact situations. You're not dealing with it as a person that's coming from a first person view. You feel me? Like, you're just looking at another nigga's like fucking story and then just like input.
Yeah, they go off their favorite rapper who probably ain't even done that either. They got it from their favorite rapper.
Yeah, like,
now your favorite rapper and got you in some stuff.
Right. And, you know, and I tell people all the time, like, you know, rap is cool and shit like that, but you also have to be aware of who you fucking listening to. Because, like, a lot of these niggas will virtually lead you in the wrong space and, like, not give a fuck about that shit at all, because it's just like they either faking that shit like you said, or the niggas already know how to live that life, so they're comfortable with talking about it and being in that life. You know what I mean? Cause like I got this little homeboy or whatever. He got an older brother and shit. Like, I don't just like crazy just hang out with this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, we kicked it a few times and shit like that, but like, you know, when I was hanging around him and shit like that, you know, his older brother wasn't really just like too tough on that street shit, you know what I mean? But as time went on, you know, the nigga was just like, hey, bro, like, I'm with all that shit, and it's just like, you only with that shit because it's just like that's the type of music you fucking listening to, you know. And over time, like, you know, he really started involving himself in that shit, and he really felt like he was a part of it. But fucking the shit got so fucking bad to the point where, you know, they was looking for him and fucking they seen his little brother and, you know what I'm saying, shot that nigga in his fucking neck. Like, you know, it's just like, nigga, you faked the funk and then got your fucking brother killed. And now, like, you know what I'm saying, that your little brother dead, you ain't even doing shit. Like, you acting like a bitch. Like, what? Like, you know, that's it. It just baffles me, you know.
Right.
That shit just crazy.
I'm gonna invite him back real quick. Huh?
Shit, that's a bet.
Let's see. Yeah, my phone was at like 17%. I'm gonna end it pretty soon.
Yeah, fuck you. I ain't tripping off that shit. But I mean, shit. Did y'all already have a basketball discussion or what?
Nah. Go ahead. Like, what you want to ask him though?
What do I want to ask him?
Yeah, about you was talking about the basketball discussion. What you want to ask him?
I mean, shit. Like that was for everybody, but I mean, who do y'all feel like is gonna win?
I want to do that in like another podcast. You know, have that full conversation. You know?
Oh, because I mean, I'm telling you right now. You know what I'm saying? I want the Lakers to win, but shit, bro. Like, it might be Dame time. That nigga Dame said he not playing no fucking game. I'm scared of him, and he get lonely out on that island. Shout out to C.J. McCollum. That nigga's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
We thought it was you on the game, bro, but it wasn't you. So, you know what I'm saying? My fault if my mans came at you wrong on Twitter. You probably ain't even see that shit.
Who's you talking to?
I'm talking about that time we was playing 2K together and we thought we seen C.J. McCollum out there. And I think you...
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, nigga, you a bitch.
I took it down.
And you said, hey, nigga, you a bitch, nigga. Why your ass they keep on... ass.
And I took it down. I edited the right nigga. But hey, I think I'm gonna end this right here. Anybody else got something to say though?
Shout out to the podcast. Shout out to Lucrative League. Shout out to Illuminati. Shout out to King Quan Don Juan. You know what I'm saying? We in the motherfucking spot. Like I said before, the first 100 subscriber gets $100 via Cash App. Y'all motherfuckers better subscribe to this and act like y'all motherfucking know.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. People been on that. They been asking about that money.
Nah, they said like for the people that really are asking those questions out there, if you listening to this shit, nigga, that shit is real as fuck.
Gotta rock with it, man.
Nah, for real. Like, whenever I see that 100 subscriber, you let me know. You hit me up on Instagram, nigga. I will fucking make my motherfucking Cash App to send that shit to you, nigga. Like, I'm good for that shit, nigga. Don't let these niggas play with me. You know what I'm saying? We really out here doing this shit just for the culture, my nigga.
And on that note, we out. Voting isn't just going to the polls on election day anymore. Options like early voting, mail-in voting, and ballot drop boxes are available to more voters and are growing in popularity. How to vote? Decide when and where you'll vote this year at how-to.vote. Hey, go vote. It's important. No matter who you vote for, it's your vote.
I ain't never gave a fuck about a nigga or a bitch. Shit really got me tense. Riding round, no tense. I ain't sparing no expense. What I'm against is a miss. Got a young nigga rich. It don't make no sense. Got my foot in their ass, but they feeling every inch. Broken nigga going dumb on the song, making sense. And this shit so hard. I ain't talking about it since I was just hustling for the rent. And I ain't been the same since. Take your trigger, finger itching. Get it poppin', did it poppin'. Front of your barrel, you ain't no problem. You microscopic, look like you niggas not using your logic. You're talking alone, turning be toxic. I am a pro, I hear you got it. They using your head, it's in the process. I'm not a saint, but I'm looking for profit. Niggas be plotting, bitches be thotting. Watching my back like Keenan the Titan. Best on the moment they robbing for robbers, no regular nigga. I'm expected, taking a shot. contested. Nigga, my mind's a loaded weapon. Straight off the curb, no online presence. Ain't no regret in getting my direction. Buying these sessions a worthy investment. They want me to drop in my level perfection. Crashing the beat and I'm wrecking. Passing the message, more weight than the metric. Level a nigga just looking for leverage. In that part, had me parched. Somebody please bring me a baby. Not in the section, fuel discretion. Back from the dead, no resurrection. 10 toes down, I look like digging. I gotta hustle, you better than Bennett. That was future need a love and affection. I was trying to get a different perception. I want their name, I was neglected. There's all the time to put us in second. But I'm still the one, nigga, no question. I got the gas, can fill me up. They robbing these niggas, they give it up. Seems like a young nigga can get enough. Got coach 25 like Angela. We'll ride around tough till we rise up. Never let a tough time humble us. I ain't never gave a fuck about a nigga or a bitch. Shit really got me tense. Riding round, no tense. I ain't sparing no bitch. What I'm against is a miss. Got a young nigga twist. It don't make no sense. Got my foot in their ass, but they feeling every inch. Broken nigga going dumb on a song, making sense. And this shit so hard. I ain't talking about expense. I was just hustling for the bread. And I ain't been the same since. 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 I rap for niggas that's like me. Am I crazy? I might be. Ain't have to give it by a snake to recognize that they shiesty. I don't get hot to forgive, but nigga, please don't remind me. Traumatized, watching it fly. You know what they do to your psyche. Top of sting like the ice. So I'm moving precisely. I give two shits about a bitch. Don't care if niggas don't like me. I'm just dope for the pain. Take it in vain like an IV. I ain't worried about no front of all them niggas behind me. I'm like Iron Mike, writing on a black man's plight. Never too tired to fight. Trying to see what God feels like. Leaning just for reaching. Something dropped in the Sprite. This a perfect release. Nigga, this a green light. I ain't never gave a fuck about a nigga or a bitch. Shit really got me tense. Riding round, no tense. I ain't sparing no sense. What I'm against is a miss. Got a young nigga drink. It don't make no sense. Got my foot in their ass, but they feeling every inch. Broken nigga going dumb on the song, making sense. Man, this shit so hard. I ain't talking about expense. I was just hustling for the bread. And I ain't been the same since. And I ain't been the same since. Hold on. And I ain't been the same since. And I ain't been the same since.